It's a very comprehensive budget, and we are particularly delighted because the finance minister has acknowledged the role of Niti. But more important than that is the roadmap that she sets in terms of laying down a vision for the $5 trillion economy, and that is that to be achieving that, we needed credit flow to take off. So she's provided 70,000 crores for the banks. She's focused on, in a very, very big way, on NBFCs and HFCs. She said that the government will be a stopback for up to 10% of the pooled of assets, which the banks will take over from NBFCs. She's brought in a regulatory regime for NBFC and HFCs. But more important than that, she's focused on strategic disinvestment. She's focused on asset monetization. She's talked about, and this actually should bring in a lot of private sector play in India, which is very important. It should bring in the animal spirit of the private sector. But she's also provided 100 lakh crores over a period of 5 years to drive infrastructure. And when we are able to create roads, we are able to create ports, we are able to create airports, you will see a huge multiplier effect in the economy. And the other key thing of the budget is that it pushes for a very unique ecosystem for the startups. So she's done a lot for our startups. And this, to my mind, is a remarkable feature of the budget. And she takes on the issue of angel tax. She provides exemption of angel tax on AIF2 funds so that they can fund startups. She pushes for digitization in a very big way by ensuring that merchants don't have to pay that extra amount. And she pushes for electric vehicles. And I think while we talk about saving, investment and exports, but how do you do that without manufacturing? So she's talking about large-scale manufacturing of gigafactories, PVs, mobiles, etc., and says that she will provide 3580. So to my mind, it's a very comprehensive, very exhaustive, and a very path-breaking budget. So she's talking about opening up FDI in several areas. She talks about opening it up in terms of airports and several key areas, FDI opening up, and sectoral limits in some other areas. She talks about, she's opened up the single brand route, which I think will open up the route for easing up on single brand, which will open up the route for a lot of foreign mobile companies to manufacture here. So a lot of them, Apple, Xiaomi, Oppo, they don't have to get into this business of 30% sourcing, etc. They can do manufacturing here. This will give, again, a massive thrust to manufacturing. And if you look at in totality, FDI is important because she opens up another window of saying that you can really do external borrowings. And the external borrowings, even if you're not, country is not doing external borrowings, but you're using a proxy like Exim Bank to do external borrowing, you'll be able to do it on the basis of sovereign ratings, and therefore you can get a lot of cheap external money at low rates and use it for creation of infrastructure. No, fiscal policy, she's maintained the balance that she's brought it from 3.4 to 3.3%, which is a very remarkable thing. So she's a great believer. She's a great believer in fiscal discipline. So she's really focused on being fiscally prudent, fiscally responsible, and fiscally, she ensures that it sticks to 3.3 and yet is able to do a lot of things by taxing on petrol and other things. So Niti Aayog will focus on every aspect of the budget in terms of structural reforms in agriculture, where Honorable Prime Minister has formed this committee of Chief Ministers, which is very critical. We'll focus on MSME, we'll focus on electric vehicles, we'll focus on artificial intelligence. All these are areas of growth for us.
So in all these, will MSME play the major role here?
MSME will play a very critical, very major role because they are a very big job creator. India can't grow without jobs, and jobs are critical, and MSME will provide them. हम लोग बहुत खुश हैं क्योंकि माननीय निर्मला सीतारमण जी का बहुत ही अच्छा बजट, बहुत ही कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव और बहुत ही दूरदर्शी बजट था और पाथ ब्रेकिंग बजट है, और इसमें 70,000 करोड़ उन्होंने बैंक के रिकैपिटलाइजेशन के लिए प्रोवाइड किया. उन्होंने NBFC, HFC की बहुत बात की, और उन्होंने इसके अलावा स्ट्रैटेजिक डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट और इस पे फोकस किया, एसेट मोनेटाइजेशन पे, जिससे प्राइवेट सेक्टर आ सके, स्टार्टअप्स और हमारे डिजिटल पेमेंट को बढ़ावा दिया और उसके साथ साथ इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स को भी आगे ले गई हैं। मेरे विचार से नीति आयोग की तरफ से तो हम सबसे ज़्यादा मेहनत एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में स्ट्रक्चरल रिफॉर्म्स को करेंगे, क्योंकि उससे सबसे ज़्यादा लोगों को फ़ायदा होगा।